Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad new Fangled motion picture show.
Well, folks, they did it. They finally made a Teen Titans movie.
Teen Titans Go movie.
Still a Teen Titans movie. I'm Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And we're going to be reviewing Teen Titans Go to the movies. And we're going to be doing a normal thing where we review the movie, spoiler free, give you a spoiler warning, and go more in depth into it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, if you like the show, you will really like this movie.
Yep.
And if your only problem with the show is that it's not the original Teen Titans show, you should give it a chance, because it's pretty funny.
Yeah, what was always funny to me about the show, because I've been looking at like reviews, and some people are like, yeah, it's just like more of the show, and some people are like, oh, it's not like the show. I'm like, if you don't think it's like the show, then you haven't really watched the show.
Yeah.
But the show is basically, you take the Teen Titans, you remove their morality in a lot of ways. They're morally repugnant in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they're not good people in the show.
And then you put them in these situations where they're trying to fight crime or whatever. And again, like, their whole motivation of this is kind of selfish. Robin wants to have a movie made about him.
Because none of the heroes take them seriously. Because, I mean, they shouldn't.
Right. They're right in not taking the Titans seriously.
In Teen Titans Go.
In Teen Titans Go. In Teen Titans, they were good heroes.
Yes.
And they were taken seriously. But
Yep.
in Teen Titans Go, they're not so good. And so, yeah, Robin wants a movie. And the whole, like, plot of the movie revolves around Robin trying to get a movie made about him.
So that the other heroes will take him seriously.
Yeah, so the other heroes will take him seriously.
Which is in line with the show, in that Robin has a lot of like self-esteem issues, and like anytime some fault of his gets pointed out, he really doesn't take it well.
And it doesn't help that every other member of the Titans latches onto that and is relentless.
Yeah. But yeah, it's honestly a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, this movie doesn't pull any punches.
No franchise or movie is sacred to this movie. They will make fun of everything, including a lot of Marvel properties as well.
Yeah.
They also there's a the whole Lion King reference sequence in there pretty early on in the movie. But yeah, I mean they make fun of the Green Lantern movie.
They make fun of the fact that there's so many Batman movies.
Yeah, not really a spoiler, but they make fun of the whole thing from Batman v Superman with the finding out that each other's mothers were named Martha.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I mean, and there's a lot of like self-aware humor in this as well. That's really funny, and a lot of jokes that only the adults were laughing at in our theater.
Yeah, our theater was pretty full.
Yeah.
It looked like, when we saw it Saturday afternoon, there's a lot of adults taking their kids to see it.
Yep.
And so, yeah, the adults were laughing at a lot of stuff, and the kids were laughing at a lot of stuff too, but
the kids were laughing at like the fart jokes and stuff like that.
But there's a lot in there for adults, but it's the same as in the show. There's a lot there for adults too. I mean, there were some that like only adults are gonna get.
Yeah.
Like there's jokes that like, yeah, the teenagers in the audience will get too, but there's some that are like, because the reference is so dated, or what was the one? There was one in there about a real estate scam that happened.
Yeah, like an actual
real estate scam that happened a long time ago, and so
yeah, and like
there were like a few adults that were really laughing at the joke.
Yeah, so that was really funny. And you need, when you're making a kids movie, you need to have those jokes in there, because yeah, you're making a movie for kids, but who's gonna be the ones that have to sit through it with the kids?
Yeah,
and if it's something that like parents get wind of, that like
hey, you'll enjoy it too.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it too. They'll be more likely to take their kids to it. And if they get wind of it that, like, yeah, this is a kid's movie and it's just horrid to watch as an adult, they're going to tell their kids, no, you're going to wait till it comes out on Blu-ray.
Right. Then, there were some things I thought was funny is, like, some of the casting, like, Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, at one point, Tim Burton tried to make a Superman movie, and he had Nicolas Cage cast as Superman, which is a very odd choice. But it's Tim Burton, so...
Yeah. It had Kristen Bell in pretty much the only role of hers I ever cared about.
She was in... something else, though.
Lately?
Lately... She was in the Disaster.
She was a disaster artist.
Oh, just as herself.
As herself, yeah.
What was it? There was something she was in lately that...
I don't know, man.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be wrong about that.
Yeah. It had, Michael Bolton had a musical sequence in it. And that was pretty amusing.
Yeah. And then the joke that they capped that off with
was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I just really recommend you see the show, or the movie.
I'm going to see the show, too.
Yeah.
The show's actually pretty good. I enjoy the show.
That might be kind of difficult because Cartoon Network seems to just rerun the same, like, 7 episodes over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like 7 to 10 episodes of Teen Titans Go. The same with that Ben 10 show. And there's a third show that they sprinkle in there, and they just, like, rotate through them constantly. Unless it's Adult Swim going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show is pretty damn funny. And there's a cameo in there. I don't want to ruin it because it's pretty great.
Yeah.
But there's a cameo in there too that is pretty excellent casting. So yeah, it was an all around fun movie.
Yeah, I had a really good time watching it. I laughed a lot,
quite a bit. Yeah, and it's just a really funny movie. Really lighthearted. The threat that's going on is pretty light.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a pretty serious threat.
I guess, but only for a few minutes is it serious.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out. I think to me, I think that's probably all I have to say about it without spoiling it.
Right. So
and stay through the credits.
Yeah, there's a
thing partway through, and then like a real short joke at the very end of the credits.
Yeah.
So stay through credits. All right. So spoilers now.
Yeah. Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. So Jade Wilson, played by Kristen Bell. What's funny is it turns out is just Slade Wilson wearing a mask. Who knew?
Right.
And it's funny is it's like
Slade Wilson to the uninitiated is Deathstroke.
Yeah.
By the way, that's Deathstroke's real name. And in the original Teen Titans, the network's like, oh, that sounds really violent. Can you come up with another name? So they just went with Slade,
which is still a pretty cool sounding villain name.
It's a pretty sinister sounding name anyway. So
yeah,
it worked out.
But what's funny is it's like, you know, Jade Wilson has a few things along the way that you kind of like, oh, maybe she's not all on the up and up. But, I mean, her name's Jade Wilson. So, like, the very first scene where she's introduced, you leaned over to me and go, hey, do you think she's working for Slade?
Yeah. For Slade Wilson? Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out is Slade.
And there's kind of a funny joke, because she takes the mask off, and Robin's like, wait, you were wearing that lady director mask over your Slade mask. Weren't you really sweaty under there? He's like, oh, yes, I was super sweaty. I have a rash.
Yeah.
But the cameo.
Stan Lee
is just great. He's like, the characters are talking in the foreground, and you see this animated Stan Lee in the background. And I thought at first it was just going to be like a visual sight gag, because I mean that's all I expected. But then he comes to the camera, he goes, "Hey guys, it's me, Stan Lee,
doing my subtle cameo."
The summer because whispers in his ears, just like, "What? DC movie? Oh, I'm out of here."
Yeah. And it's voiced by Stan Lee. It actually is Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, like, as much animosity as, like, DC fans and Marvel fans have against each other, like...
Stan Lee never had
Stan Lee-
animosity with with DC.
like,
He golfed regularly with guys from DC. Like, they hung out, went to parties together.
Well, and, like, Jack Kirby worked for both.
Yeah.
Like, what's funny is, like, it's only the fans that give a shit.
Right.
So... But yeah, that was really clever, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then the whole, like, calling Slade Deadpool.
Yeah, that was really good.
Cyborg's like, look right at the camera and say something inappropriate.
Yeah, and like at some point, a bunch of the heroes were like, "Hey, let's go steal food from the Spider-Man set."
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's just really funny stuff like that. Like I said, there was this whole like Lion King sequence pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah, Robin has this dream about it is like singing like to the tune of the opening song, like about like the heroes need to come see what's going on.
Yeah.
And like so all of the like it just shows like all the heroes like moving like animals, like the Green Lanterns are like running like cheetahs or something, and like this whole weird thing, and then it gets like this building and this Art Deco building in Gotham, and Batman comes like out of the inn.
By the way, every time Gotham is shown in this movie, it's very clearly meant to be from the animated series.
Right. They even have moments where Batman is drawn like he is from this movie jumps around actually a lot in animation styles.
Yeah.
But then like he pulls out like this baby Robin and holds him up like Rafiki holding up Simba.
And like the Flash or someone's down like, you called us out here for that? He's just a sidekick, who cares?
And the Batman's like, and he just tosses him off the building.
Yeah. So it's just really funny sequence. Oh man. And then that mid-credit sequence though, I was not expecting that.
Oh yeah, so in the mid-credit sequence, there's like it's like a broken transmission or something, and then like it clears up and there's the Titans drawn as they were from the original cartoon show. He's like, "Guys, I think we found a way back." And then like it cuts.
Yeah. And like you see that, you're like, they have to follow through because so many people were upset when that show ended. And rightfully, I was upset it ended. I'm not upset at Teen Titans Go. Like, seems to be the outlet for a lot of fans.
Yeah, a lot of fans just hate Teen Titans Go because it's not, and like it's a totally. I mean, it's the same actors, but it's a totally different show. Yeah. I mean, it's its own thing. Well, and it's still pretty good.
I mean, that was about the time when what's her name took over Cartoon Network, right?
Oh, maybe. I think a lot of fans like blame it like as if there's only room for one Teen Titans show, and so they went with Go over the original, and so
no, there was.
I think that's not the case, but I think a lot of fans look at it that way.
Warner Brothers assigned a new executive to Cartoon Network a while back, and she had no background in like kids programming or animation or anything like that. And she looked at this Cartoon Network and went, "This is a network for children. We need to focus on children's shows," and started changing. That's when Ben 10, which was a show that had grown with its audience, and Ben 10 was like in his teens in that iteration that was going on when she took over, and now they have this new Ben 10 where he's a kid again.
Yeah.
And same thing with Teen Titans. They went from because Teen Titans was getting pretty dark and serious on that last season. There's like only one or two like silly episodes right before the end sequence starts, basically in the season.
The last arc there.
And it was a pretty serious and dark season. A lot of stuff with Slade and Raven's father. I can't remember his name.
Trigon. I think that was the second to last season.
Was that?
Because the last season's the one that involved all the villains coming together, and it was
and
the brain or whatever.
The brain was leading all of them, and he was
that was all dark stuff.
That talking gorilla was
Monster Mala.
Monster Mala was his like lieutenant or whatever.
Yeah,
but and that was like it was getting pretty dark. It was a pretty serious show, but again, it was something that kind of aged with its audience. You know, it started out as like a show targeted at like young teens, and it went for like 5 seasons.
Yeah, I think it was 5. Yeah, it was 5 seasons.
And so, you know, your audience is now like 17 or, you know, adults basically at this point. And so the show sort of aged with them, and then it just like took a hard left turn, and now it's this like wacky kids show, but not really a kids show because there's still a lot of jokes in it that are really not for kids.
Yep.
And so a lot of fans take out their anger at Teen Titans being canceled on Teen Titans Go, and it doesn't deserve it. Like, Teen Titans Go is not the reason that Teen Titans ended. The reason Teen Titans ended is because the person who got put in charge of Cartoon Network didn't understand the audience.
Yeah, and
there was another show. I think Symbiotic Titan was a victim of that same changeover.
Yeah, I don't know if that was, or if it just wasn't getting the viewership.
It was right around that time, though.
Yeah.
And there was another...
Symbiotic Titan was really pretty adult in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but there was another show around that time that suffered from the same thing. So, like, you look
Generator Rex, I think.
Yeah, it might have been. But, like, you look at programming now on Cartoon Network versus programming then, and you could tell it wasn't just Teen Titans. The whole network changed. So, you know, give Teen Titans Go a chance, because it deserves it. And give this movie a chance. Because it's a really pretty good movie. I mean, it's the best DC movie to come out since Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Like, in the hierarchy of DC movies, not counting the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, because obviously those are going to be like 1, 2, and 3. You got like Wonder Woman and then Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking about that joke, like, what's your mother's name? Martha. Mine too. Wait, what's your father's name?
Yeah.
And the one sequence I think my favorite out of the whole thing was when Robin has this plan because he's told, I would only make a movie about you if there were no other heroes.
Right.
So he's like, we're gonna go back and so first like, so Raven's like, so we're gonna kill all the heroes? Close. He's like, we're gonna go back in time and stop all the heroes from becoming heroes. So they're like, get the time cycles, and this playing like the Back to the Future theme, and they got these big wheels, and they're riding along, and they go into the past, and they go and they save Krypton.
Yeah.
By playing like has Jor-El, and he's messing with the crystals, and he's like, I can't save Krypton, and like they show up and they like play like this techno song on the crystals, and it like saves the planet. And then what did they they dropped a 6-pack ring into the ocean, and it started.
Yeah, that was one of those moments. That was one of those moments.
Choked Aquaman to death.
That was one of those moments where you're like, that's not a children's show thing to do.
Well, they're sitting on the dock, and like Cyborg drops the 6-pack ring into the water. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, both of us were like, oh no.
And then it shows Aquaman like swimming into it, and he gets like
as a child, he
gets caught up in it and dies. And then they stop Bruce Wayne and his family going down Crime Alley. Like, guys, look, it's Crime Alley. And they shows down the alley, and there's just all these guys shooting at each other all over the place.
Yeah. And they come back to like the current time though, like
and it's playing back in time.
Yeah, it's playing back in time the whole time. And they come back to the modern time, and everything's just on fire and going to hell.
They're like, well, there's still superhero movies. There's like the theater gets crushed by something. It's like there's no movies at all. Oh, okay. So they go back in time and like calls all the heroes, so they destroy Krypton and shove Batman's parents down Crime Alley. It showed like they show up and they put pearls around Martha Wayne's neck, and he shoves the two of them down the alley, and you see these gunshots, and Robin gives Bruce Wayne a thumbs up, and they disappear.
Yeah. Like, that whole sequence was like, this is almost not okay for what's ostensibly a children's movie.
Yeah, one of the things they say, that shows these 4 turtles walking towards this ooze, and they turn the turtles around so they walk away from it.
Yeah.
If anything, Ninja Turtles is in the Marvel universe. You know the Ninja Turtles started, right?
Yeah. So the whole sequence is pretty great. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in there that's like this is a very adult joke, but kind of it's kind of a joke that a kid wouldn't get, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think the most adult joke was at the premiere for the movie, like, Supergirl, what are you wearing? Or who are you wearing? Plastic Man, and Plastic Man is her dress.
Yeah. That was like, good
wow.
going, Plastic Man.
Yeah, good for Plastic Man. Well, I don't know. I think it's all we can say about it, really.
I recommend this movie.
Yeah, I really do. It's fun.
When I first saw that it was coming to a movie, I was like, oh, we should see that. And then I've been seeing trailers and stuff on Facebook, and wherever else, and man, I was getting pretty excited for this movie, and honestly, it was better than I was expecting it to be. And supposedly, according to Tara Strong's Twitter page, they're considering a season 6 of Teen Titans if this movie does really well. So go watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
Go watch it, because I would love more Teen Titans, like the regular show.
Not that the new show. F Batman.
Yeah, Titans. Oh gosh,
Doesn't look good.
is Warner Brothers aware that like every time they show something, they're just the laughingstock of the internet for a couple weeks?
I don't know.
Jeez, man. Anyway, that's a train wreck. That's thankfully not a movie, so we're not gonna have to deal with it on this channel, where we review movies.
It's on their streaming.
It's on their streaming service, and I'm not paying money for that service.
Yeah. All right.
That series is gonna lose money. Anyway, so that's what we got for Teen Titans. Next movie we got, which will probably be tomorrow, is Mission Impossible Fallout, which is getting amazing reviews. It's literally an hour longer than Teen Titans Go. We learned that today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one guy on the radio was saying that it's pretty good, and he says Mission Impossible is the only series that each movie gets better.
Yeah, it's true. Well, okay, Mission Impossible 2 was bad.
Mission Impossible 1 was kind of boring.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 2, that was John Woo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, like it looks really good. Everyone's sort of saying that Mission Impossible has become like the American James Bond movies, because they've gotten like the Mission Impossible movies were always like, like spy stuff and a lot of action, and like they're really like amping up the spy stuff and espionage stuff in the last few movies.
Yeah.
So I
Plus we're gonna have Henry Cavill's famous facial hair.
Yeah, and his guns. But yeah, so that review should be coming tomorrow. Next week we're probably not going to have anything on the weekend. Probably during the week following though. I think we're going to be seeing Bloodfest early, which is it's like releasing fully later in the month. I think we should be seeing it next weekend though. So after Mission Impossible, that's probably our next review. And then after that is Christopher Robin, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, are we seeing The Meg?
Oh, it might be fun.
Definitely seeing Black Klansman.
Oh yeah.
And Mile 22. And probably seeing Alpha. And Happy Time Murders.
Yep.
So that's what we got coming up. Be on the lookout for that stuff. Oh, and Operation Finale.
Yeah, we gotta see that too.
That movie looks good too. Anyways, that's what we got coming up for the month of August. So be on the lookout for that stuff. Also, you can check out our other previous movie reviews on our channel here, game streams, stuff like that. Yeah. Until next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye bye.
Deuces.